At this current level over here, it was a descending type structure, breakout, retest, and then continuation to the upside. This is your boy FX Code Andy. How to master entries. So let's go.
All right, guys. So actually, you would actually realize what I actually analyzed. I told you guys that the market will be dropping from here and possibly will be going up to retest there to create a triple top before it actually drops. As you can see already, that it has started dropping, and now we're looking for a target till it reaches that low right here, which is probably the 90% rule of the whole entire correction, which is this whole entire correction over here. So with that being said, this for me confirms that on USD related pairs, we need to be starting to look that the USD will be possibly weak in the next coming days or weeks, because now we have reached the toppest top, which is a triple top type formation, and it confirms a strong zone. And then now we're possibly going to continue from here till this far. So guys, right now we already know that the dollar will be possibly weak for the week or days that are about to come. Now let's go to USD to actually see how am I looking for my entries to be possible. So guys, as you can see over here, I already have my analysis up in date and all of that, right? But now if you can look at it, the market actually pushed from here to the upside and finally turned at that level. I don't know why it turned, but it's time to see what happened for the market to turn at that level. How do we do that? We'll copy this from here and put it right here, and then zoom out to see what's the possibility that the market turned right there, right? So, it makes sense now. If we can look at this area over here, it makes sense because now the market turned exactly where this zone is. If you can look at it, this is a very, very sensitive area. All the time the market reaches this level, it always kind of plays around or fools around and stuff like that. So you already see that this was when the prices were below the zone, it was a resistance. When the prices went above the zone, it was now a support. Now the prices are below the zone, it's now again a resistance in overall. So if you zoom it in, you're gonna start seeing the same thing that I saw, that okay, the market is now respected this area, and what do we need to start looking for? It's actually selling opportunities on USDZR since we got that touch over there at the top. But now the possibilities are, the reason why as well USD might be possibly acting like this. I was expecting the USDZR to buy for the longest time, but possibly it's going to buy because maybe this retracement is just want to come back and probably retrace at this level just to give us the last touch before we can get our entries. Remember guys, I told you this is a mastery entry part 2, but if you can look at it, I'm only waiting for the market to come here in order for me to be able to buy and continue with it till that level, right? So there's no actual perfect entries when it comes to the market. It just depends on when do you decide to go in the market and actually execute a trade. I don't actually execute a trade just for the sake of having trades running, but I only execute trades when I'm definitely sure that I'm gonna be profitable from it, or it's the high probability. I trade probabilities and I look out for possibilities. If we go to a 1 hour time frame on USDZR, there's no confirmation that says I should sell immediately, because I'm not a scalper trader, I'm a swing trader. If a scalper trader would enter here just to capitalize till this point before the market actually throws out to the upside, but a swing trader, we wait for the sniper entry in order to be able to enter our trades and profit from them. So that's for me. So understanding this, probably going to come here and then actually turn right there because of this sensitive area as well, because if you can look at it, this area is much more sensitive as it has a zone over here which was respected quite a lot of times, which is 1, possible 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 breakout, and now it's going to come back probably the last retest before it actually shoots out. But let me try see if I can get another confirmation. As I look here, there can be something from here You understand? So probably it's gonna come drop again, come to this level before it goes out, and let's just cater for the whole thing in order to see what's possibly gonna happen. But I don't like a lot of things in the chart because they end up confusing me. So I'm just gonna remove all these to have clean charts and stuff like that. As you can see, this was that daily line that we actually drawn. So there's two possibilities. It's either it's going to turn over here to go up, or either it's going to come over here to respect this area before it actually goes out. So those are my two possibilities for the current market price movement. So let's go to gold. So guys, when it comes to gold, I remember I had analysis on FX gold as well. If you didn't watch them, go watch them with immediate effect. So if we can look at this, I said for me this was an impulse to the upside. This was a correction sideways. Now we're waiting for continuation prices or continuation movements to the upside, because now this was a bullish continuation flag. This was a bullish continuation flag, and it is actually the most beautiful bullish flag, because normally the market doesn't show it in a picture perfect way. You see, this one is picture perfect. It's straight, and then we expected the market to continue up because of this break it just took. So that's what I'm expecting from now. But there's going to be a possibility that the market might want to drop to respect this area and continue to the upside. I actually executed this one because it was a high probability by the time I took the trade. So that's why I actually took on the trade. But let's take a look at it of how it happened.
Alright guys, as you can see, I have gold running right now as my first entry. The others I haven't yet got an actual entry. So as you can see, as I explained right there, then this was the point whereby I'm looking for the gold to buy, because if you can look at this current level over here, it was a descending type structure, breakout, retest, and then continuation to the upside, of which I'm looking forward to swinging it possibly till the target that I've set right there. So you can see, let's go to a weekly chart. So the target that I'm setting is up to this level, as you can see. So that's the target that I'm setting. So I probably will be swinging gold for the longest time. So as you can see, that's how it is. But I just want to show you guys that entries are just the simplest thing, only if you know your basics and all of that. As you can see, this is the broker that I use, the real account, and then right now we're here.
Right. So that's how it actually happened, that I see a possibility on gold, and I'm still looking forward to actually holding it for the longest time, because now if I look at analysis properly, it's safe enough to say we can remove this. But let me make it make sense of what happened. So here guys, as you can see, it's a continuation pattern. It went out and then took off from that level. But then if you drop it to a smaller time frame, such as like 15 minutes or 30 minutes, you would be able to spot that at the current level of price action, which was here, which was this level over here, this was a impulse correction, and then I waited for this breakout, and then now when it broke out, that's when I executed the trade, somewhere right about here. So that was like the most nicest continuation pattern I've seen in a while. And yeah, that's it for gold. Let's go to USD CAD. So when it comes to USD CAD, it's a bit tricky, right? Because as you can see, it's just in the middle of nowhere. But if we can look at this area right here, let me take it to a daily time frame. If we look at what's the current market saying and trying to put all pieces together, we would possibly see that from this point to this level, right? There is a possibility movement over there. There was possibility movement over here. Remember guys, you don't always have to have nice analysis and all of that, as long as it makes sense. So for me, this makes sense because it was a touch. I normally cater for areas that were touched a lot of times. So multiple identification of touches, that's what confirms my analysis. So I don't know about the others, I'm just telling you about what works for me. So yeah, and then drop it to a 4-hour time frame. So drop it to a 4-hour time frame. You're gonna possibly see, let me just reset the chart. So you're gonna possibly see of what's happening right now. If I look at this current level over here, it looks very sensitive, because if I can cater for this zone over here to possibly here, we would understand why the price is actually rejected here and rejected here, and now possibly came to retest here, and now they are shooting out, right? So as that happens, we possibly see now, okay, what's the next movement, right? So it's the next movement. As I'm looking at the market right now, dropping to a 1 hour time frame, what I'm seeing is that this was an impulse correction, impulse large version of a correction, which is this one over here, large version of a correction, which is this one over here. Remember guys, sometimes pair correlation doesn't work. So what I'm gonna wait for here, guys, so it's two things, right? So how's that gonna happen? The first confirmation that the market is now working on my favor, I'm gonna wait for the market to break out of the structure, break out here, and give us a bit of a medium range pattern, continuation pattern, before it actually shoots out and go up. Because if you can do a smaller version of a correction, I already know that there's going to be a possibility that is going to turn here to create a double top type formation, which is going to look like this: 1, 2, 3, and drop down, right? So this was a possibility if it doesn't create a large version of a correction. But if it does create a large version of a correction, I know that it's building up enough momentum to actually break out of this structure and now turn this area into a support again before it continues to the upside. So it's two options. That's the reason I don't have this trade on my MetaTrader 4, because I'm waiting for two confirmations. I'm going to enter my buys only if it gives me a large version of a correction before it continues to the upside. Or I'm going to wait for it to impulse and break this top zone before it gives me a smaller version of a correction to go up. Or I'm going to go for the possible one, which is a double top type formation, for in case it doesn't respect this, it respects this area to shoot to the downside. So yeah. So for the reversal one, for the double top one, I'll be expecting the market to correct, creating an ascending structure type nature here before I can enter my sells. But if it impulses until it breaks this level, I know I have to look for a correction before I continue with my buying opportunities. Or either I'm going to wait for the market to break this level over here, give me a large version of a correction before it actually takes off to the upside. So it's three things I'm waiting for, right? Two probabilities of buying opportunities, and one possibility for selling opportunities.
And remember, in forex we're talking about money. We came in this game for money. We came in this game to earn a living. So we are not here to play games.